With me now is Captain Randy Alva, who we saw a little while ago on the video from Hazmat City, which is what they call the Hazmat Training Simulation Facility here. Captain, we really appreciate your time to come back out and chat with us live, as well as the time you gave us on the video. Greatly appreciate that. And of course, we've got Teresa Lustig, who's our program manager with Department of Homeland Security Science and Technology Directorate on this project. Well, Captain, we know that interoperability is one of your key issues. And so I wanted to ask you, what is your experience with this IC Bernie system, and how has it been helping in the interoperability area?
Well, first of all, thanks for asking me down here for this interview. I appreciate that. This is a very important thing to me. I'm passionate about interoperability. And David has brought this, this common platform to its full scope. And what we've done is, inherently, my job is very dangerous. When you get into a scenario where you have some sort of unknown substance and you have to go in there where everybody else is running out, it's not a good day. So when we can information share, we could support the team that's going in there. Not only support them with information of what they're going into, but also note if something happens in there and one of those guys go down, who we can send in at what time, what kind of PPE is, and what I mean by PPE is personal protective devices. So we may need a paramedic in there, we may need to effect a rescue, we may need to send other guys with expertise such as USAR or other hazmat specialists that have weapons of mass destruction training. So the interoperability part is a key part of what we need to start training on, not only LA County Fire Department, but as well LA City Fire Department, which we've already embraced that and started preparing for the bad day. So what we're looking at is training together using David's common platform of information sharing, preparing our guys, and preparing for that bad day as if it could happen today.
Well, this is a really important issue because there's been so much money that's been invested in creating the communications infrastructure that police forces and fire departments and all these entities already have out there. And we can't just go and replace everything. So this interoperability issue is really critical of being able to have everything talk to each other.
Well, not only, I'm glad you brought that up, because not only does it help supporting our own guys, but we could information share with our executive staff on why it is we're doing what is it getting better or is it getting worse? If it's getting worse, they could pre-plan and get some sort of support going to help us down the incident. Could be days, weeks, months from now. And also, as you well know, it's not only for that bad day where we've been hit by another bad people, as they say, but also a natural disaster such as Katrina, Haiti, recently Japan. We could use this interoperability in those venues.
That's excellent.
And can you tell me a little bit more about how the IC Bernie program has been utilized in your training center, and give us an idea of what you're doing at the training center?
That was quite an impressive center, too.
Thank you very much. Again, that's another passion of mine, is the training center. You know, we all practice it as if we're game day. You have to be prepared for that bad day. So what we've established up in Del Val Training Center is a 200-acre Hazmat City, USAR City, Swiftwater, all the special operations that we don't do every day. By having this center, what it does is it raises the bar not only of training, but of interoperability, and be able to information share, as well as other agencies incorporating with our training and learning. They may do something just a little bit better than we do. We may do something just a little bit better than they do. And we could all grasp that information and take it back with us. Also, for that bad day, we'll know what they're doing and why they're doing it if we practice together. So it's crossing those boundaries that those brick walls that were up 20, 30 years ago, knocking those walls down and shaking hands across that border and practicing as if that bad day is here. So part of the beautiful prop that we have in the property is we have a 4-lane freeway, which you saw in the video, and you have an overturned tanker. It's leaking. We have about 8 different leaks that we could put, from the tanker itself to the saddle tanks that actually are for the truck. So that tractor is able to go up about 10 feet hydraulically, and we could place a car underneath it, lower back down. We have, what you don't get out of that video is the audio portion of it. We've got 4 major speakers all around that freeway, and you can't talk to each other without shouting. So we have radio traffic, we have screams from the car underneath the truck, we have screams from inside the truck, as well as the fire venues that you saw. That is all hazardous materials that we could portray as weapons of mass destruction. We could have any sort of terrorist event. We could have an IED, an explosive device underneath that tractor trailer. We could scenario play just about anything we want. Just getting to the venue, we have cars all around. If the fellows just park their vehicle in the wrong position, we could stop right then and there, go back into the classroom, explain how their lives could have been taken just by the way they came to the scene, or upwind, uphill type of thing. So the learning curve is just fantastic up there. As well as the freeway prop, we also have a warehouse. The inside of the warehouse has unknown chemicals, exotic chemicals, hydrazine tanks, dip tanks, acid tanks. Everything leaks. We have piping all above us. The pipes all leak. I'm able to color. Of course, we're just using water because we don't want to hurt anyone. But I'm able to color and dye that water any color I want. The steam that comes off of all those props, I can change those colors to any color I want. We could develop scenarios with flammable liquids, and I've got an electrical prop where if the guys don't just simply shut off the electricity, they're going into a flammable environment, they could die. So that kind of a scenario is just throughout the training center. And on the outside of that warehouse, we have what's called a loading dock. The loading dock also has the sound, and we hit all the senses except for taste. You can hear it, you can see it, you can feel the heat from the fires and the explosions.
You simulated that with me one day, and I certainly remember jumping about 3 feet back after.
Absolutely. So, and it's progressive. We've devised the training center so that the same person can go up there 40 or 50 times and not have the same scenario. So we have injects throughout that center, and it's been just a fantastic training for everyone. And as I said, when we're bringing all the other agencies together, that in itself is gold.
I think it's great, too. Sorry, John. I just think it's great that they're able to train with the same equipment for these more everyday events, such as a tractor or trailer overturning, as well as, something that's rather unusual and unexpected, like, some type of terrorist event, and that they don't have to pull out different equipment for something that, might happen versus something that you're using every day. And I think it's just great that they can have that dual training.
Everyday application.
And these are low-frequency events, but if you don't train and get very, very professional at these events.
One of the things you mentioned, Captain, and you hit on it in a couple of different scenarios in the training center, is the high noise value. That high noise factor, as we know, is very difficult for verbal communications to go back and forth. So if you've got a first responder out there who's got a sensor, has got a meter on him in some way, shape, or form, and he's trying to relay back to the command post or somewhere else what that meter is saying, and you can't hear him on that, with all that high noise. So this data protocol that we've set up seems to help to overcome that.
And that's why this has been just a critical part of our training, the ability to information share with each other. If somebody goes into this warehouse where a bad person has released some sort of chemical, well, even if they were to fall down, we have the information to effect a rescue, whether it's rapid extraction and being able to run in there and pull them out, or actually suiting up for whatever that chemical he's exposed to. And with these meters and how we're able to kind of tether our information from these people inside, we're able to expel this to all the subject matter experts in the field and get data back.
Excellent.
As well as in actual emergencies, the same scenario.
Great. Captain, thank you very much for joining us.